What's up, you guys? My name is Taylor, and welcome to my new Fallout 4 video that is talking about if Fallout 4 is a prequel or not. That is my claim, and I really think I can support that with very sufficient evidence, and I'm just going to jump right into it because I do not want to waste anybody's time. So, the first thing I want to jump into is the difference between the entrance to Vault 111 and the other vault doors in the past games. So you look at Vault 101, the door to Vault 101, I should say. It is very different to Vault 111's entrance. It's just a straight up vault door. You open it up and you go inside. And then compared to the helipad type hatch deal that goes into the ground and then leads to the vault door, which we would usually see. Another thing you would keep in mind is that the Vault 111 door looks actually more new and fresh. It doesn't look as beat up and rusted and old as like the Vault 101 door or the other vault doors in past games. And that would make sense if the bombs have just recently dropped, or they just dropped a couple years back compared to 20 years I believe it is in like Fallout 3 New Vegas, or I don't know how long. Don't quote me on that. I don't know how long Fallout 3 takes place compared to when the bombs were dropped. But if the bombs were just recently dropped, they probably wouldn't totally blow out the vault doors or anything. The vault doors would probably still look kind of new and not as beat up as they do in New Vegas in 3. So another thing I do want to talk about is the fact that there's a lot of technology shown throughout the trailer. There's a big old blimp that looks to be very high tech and new, and that's something you really don't see in the Fallout series, or at least what I've seen. I haven't seen no giant blimp floating through the sky. And then another thing is the robots and how they look new and not as beat up. Excuse me, sorry, I had a burp there. They don't look as beat up, and their armor doesn't look as high tech. So if you look at the Protectron in the image here, he looks like an older model. He does look a little bit beat up here, but he doesn't look like he is as high tech and advanced, I guess you would say, as the Protectron in Fallout 3. He looks more so like a older model, like one of the first versions, and he doesn't look like he would be as difficult to beat or kill, I guess I would say. Then you look at the butler in the house at the beginning of the trailer, and he looks brand spanking new. He looks very shiny. He looks like he's about to clean someone's shoes or something. And compared to the other robots in Fallout 3, the butler you have in Fallout 3 doesn't look as new, doesn't look as fresh, doesn't look like he's going to shine your shoes. He looks like he's going to cut you open while you're asleep. So, it would make sense if the robots and all that were older models but looking newer because the bombs did recently just drop. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Another thing I do want to talk about is that there isn't really any Enclave in the trailer. There's absolutely no Enclave at all, from what I've seen at least. There's only Brotherhood of Steel. And I did want to say that the Brotherhood of Steel actually did rise, I guess you would say, or they were a thing before the Enclave were. So according to the Fallout Wiki, in 2134, Sergeant Dennis Allen founded the Brotherhood of Steel, and then the Enclave did not emerge until 2242, and that's when the Enclave started becoming a pretty big deal. And that's something definitely to keep in mind, is that there was no Enclave in the trailer, and the fact that there was Brotherhood of Steel, it kind of says maybe this indeed could be a prequel to the Fallout series, to Fallout New Vegas, I guess I would say. So, or no, I'm just gonna say it's a prequel. Sorry, I'm getting my words jumbled up here. Moving on. Have you seen this image here? There is 2 super mutants, or what looks like to be super mutants, and you see the trap up there to indicate that yes, it's super mutants, because super mutants, they trap people and kill them or whatever. And super mutants were actually found in 2161, which was also before the emergence of the Enclave in 2242. So this is just another thing that's just added on to my claim here, and it's just it's crazy to think that this really is, when I was looking at this evidence, I was like, wow, this really could be a prequel, from this evidence I've gathered. But it does get even deeper. I want you to take a look at this picture of this Deathclaw right here. You notice how the horns are bigger, or at least what could be the Deathclaw, what most likely is the Deathclaw. You look at his horns; they're a lot bigger, and they are, his claws are what look to be bigger, or at least smaller. I can't really tell how his claws look. He's kind of has his hands closed together a little bit, but his horns do look a lot bigger, which is something you want to keep in mind as I keep talking about Deathclaws here. So also in 2161, the year they found super mutants, or when the super mutants were first discovered, Deathclaws were a thing. They were a thing, but they were mysterious and legendary. They were they were not common things, so they weren't something you saw every day. They were mysterious, and keyword here to keep in mind, legendary creatures. So I want you to look at this picture of the legendary Deathclaw, and then I'll go back to the trailer Deathclaw. So you look at the legendary Deathclaw, which noticeably have longer horns than usual Deathclaws, and are probably are stronger creatures than normal Deathclaws, and they are called, keyword, legendary Deathclaws. And in 2161, Deathclaws were mysterious and legendary creatures. So, and as well, legendary Deathclaws have darker skin, so you can't really see the skin for the trailer Deathclaw. You kind of just see it's a dark Deathclaw with big horns. That's something, like I said, you want to notice, keep in mind, is that big horns. That's the whole point of my argument, of this part of the argument. So what I'm saying is that Deathclaws were basically first being discovered here in Fallout 4, or my claim at least is saying that Deathclaws are kind of a mysterious and legendary creature right now, and they are not a huge thing yet, and they are on their way to being a huge thing. They're just another dangerous creature in the wasteland right now. They're not like a big thing like we see in New Vegas in 3. So that is really it as far as my evidence goes. I really hope I convinced a couple people out there. I know it's not like a huge deal or anything. I know it's not anything big. It's just really bits and pieces of evidence I've found. The whole Deathclaw thing really kind of grabbed me. It was like, wow, this really could be a prequel here. And if you guys believe me and you guys think it is a prequel, please let me know down in the comments, and leave a like on this video if you agree as well. If you do not want to comment on the video, then leave a like. And if you disagree with me, let me know why in the comments, and you could even dislike this video if you want. If you disagree, it's your choice. It's freedom of speech. You got freedom of, you can do whatever you want. But other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like and subscribing for more Fallout videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.